time to play the game that tests players' trivia knowledge in the iconic Trivial Pursuit categories with a chance to win $20,000. Let's play Trivial Pursuit. Welcome to Trivial Pursuit. I'm your host, LeVar Burton. Contestants from across the country have come to show off their trivia skills and compete for $20,000, so let's meet our first three players.
I'm Richard. I'm a criminal defense attorney from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm Melody. I'm a director of operations from Los Angeles, California.
I'm Tim. I'm an education advocate from Plantation, Florida.
It's great to have you all here, players. The three of you will be answering questions from our 6 Trivial Pursuit categories, which, of course, are entertainment, geography, sports and leisure, science and nature, history, and art and literature. To start, players, you'll be answering questions from all 6 categories over 3 rounds. Correct answers are worth 100 points and a wedge. The 2 players with the most points will be moving on. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
All right,
Absolutely.
then let the pursuit begin. To start things off, we've selected the first category, which is geography. For 100 points and the geography wedge, located off the coast of Australia, what is the world's largest ecosystem of corals? Richard.
Great Barrier Reef.
Great Barrier Reef is correct. You're in control, sir. Where would you like to go?
I'll take Pink Entertainment.
What music star rode a luminescent horse during her 2023 Renaissance tour? Melody.
Beyonce.
That's correct. You are in control.
Let's go with science and nature.
Which legendary island mentioned in Plato's works is also the name of the final space shuttle launched by NASA in 2011? Atlantis. Melody, you are still in control. Please select a category.
Let's go with art and literature.
What novel by Mark Twain spawned the sequel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn? Richard.
Tom Sawyer.
Correct. You, sir, are in control of the board.
Let's do Orange Sports and Leisure.
In 2023, which Major League Baseball player signed a $700 million contract, the largest in league history? Richard.
Shohei Ohtani.
Correct. Here's the final category for our first time through the board. History. Here's the question. Garrett Camp and Travis Kalanick founded what ride-sharing company in 2009? Tim.
Uber.
Correct. You are on the board, Tim, and that's the end of our first round through the categories. Let's reload our 6 categories and see how many more points and wedges you can earn. Tim, you are in control of the board. Please select our category.
I'll go with Pink Entertainment.
In 2023, what Suicide Squad actor became the first person to legally scale the Empire State Building? Richard.
Will Smith.
Incorrect. Tim.
Jared Leto.
Correct, sir. You're still in control of the board. What category would you like to go to?
I'll take Orange Sports and Leisure.
With a total of 28 medals, which American athlete is the most decorated Olympian of all time? Richard.
Phelps.
Correct. Michael Phelps. Please select our next category.
Yellow History.
Comic book store owner Jeff Weaver served as campaign manager for which 2016 presidential candidate? Tim.
Barack Obama.
Incorrect. Richard.
Biden.
Incorrect. Melody. Bernie Sanders. Richard, you are in control, sir. Please select.
Green Science and Nature.
What bow tie-clad children's TV host testified to Congress in 2021 about the impact of climate change? Richard.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Correct. 2 categories left in the round, players. Geography and art and literature. Richard, which one would you like to choose?
Geography.
Located in Vatican City, what church has the largest interior of any in the world? Tim.
St. Peter's Basilica.
Correct. Here is the final category, this time through the board. For 100 points and a wedge, in the tale of Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, what magical phrase is used to open the cave of treasures? Tim.
Open Sesame?
Right. And we've got a great game going. Richard, you are in the lead with 500, followed by Tim with 400. Melody, 100 for you, but not to worry. We're going to reload the board one more time. This is your last chance to earn points and bonus wedges. And remember, only 2 of you will be moving on. Tim, you're in control of the board. Where would you like to go?
I'll take green, science and nature.
Satchmo's syndrome is a rupture in the lip muscle named after what iconic trumpet player? Richard.
Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong is correct. You are in control of the board, sir. Please select.
I need pink entertainment.
Complete this lyric from a 1990s chart-topping rap song. Cotton candy, sweetie gold. Let me see that. Richard?
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll. Richard, you are 1 wedge away from filling your wheel and maximizing your bonus points. What category would you like?
Yellow history.
Founded by German brothers Karl and Theo Albrecht, what popular grocery chain shortened its name from Albrecht Discount? Richard.
Audi.
Correct, sir. And you have maximized your bonus points opportunity. Well done, sir. And you're still in control.
Let's go to orange, sports and leisure.
Sports and leisure is the category. In 1959, what toy doll did Ruth Handler create for her daughter? Richard.
Barbie.
Correct. You, of course, had that wedge, but you still get the points and you remain in control.
Blue geography.
What major city in the northwestern United States was named after a Native American chief of the Duwamish tribe? Tim.
Seattle?
Correct. Last category in this round, players, and the question is this. For centuries, military strategists have consulted what Chinese text attributed to Sun Tzu? Richard.
The Art of War.
Right. Well played round, players. So each of the wedges that you have collected is worth 200 bonus points. Let's add them to your scores now. Richard, you ended the round with 1,000 points. And adding all 6 of your bonus wedges brings your score to 2,200 points. Tim, at the end of the round, you had 500 points, and adding your 4 wedges brings your total to 1,300 points. Melody, you ended our round with 100 points, and your 1 wedge brings your total up to 300 points, which means Richard and Tim, you are both through to the next round. Melody, thank you for playing our game with us tonight. It was terrific having you here. Coming up next, the pursuit continues as Richard and Tim go head-to-head for the chance to move on and play for $20,000 right here on Trivial Pursuit. Welcome back to Trivial Pursuit. Richard and Tim have made it here to the next round. So let's get to know them a little bit better. Tim, you've had some pretty snazzy luncheon companions, haven't you?
Yeah, I enter contests and sweepstakes as a hobby, so I had the wonderful opportunity to have lunch with Paula Abdul. She's a lovely woman.
Excellent. Richard, you are an attorney of what variety, sir?
Criminal defense.
And how did you come by this passion?
Well, I've always had a passion for arguing, even since I was a child. And so my mother told me, don't argue with me, go become a lawyer. And so I did.
Thanks, Mom. All right, well, the best of luck to you fellas. Let's get back to our game. In this round, you're going to be answering multiple choice questions. You're going to work your way through the categories once again, but this time, each correct answer is worth an escalating value from 200 to 1,000 points. You've both selected the order of the categories that you'll be playing, and you've each picked one category not to play. Richard, you are skipping purple art and literature. And Tim, you are passing on blue geography. But guys, I see that you both have picked entertainment as your 1,000-point category. What up with that?
You see, I had lunch with Paula Abdul.
Yes.
I'm all about pop culture.
All right. And Richard?
Pop culture's everywhere. I learned just from hearing and seeing, and you never know what's seeping in there.
Okay. Whichever one of you has the most points at the end of this round will be moving on to the final pursuit and play for $20,000. Tim, you are trailing Richard by 900 points, so you'll be going first.
Sounds good.
Gentlemen, let the pursuit begin. Tim, for 200 points, here is your multiple choice question in art and literature. British author A.A. Milne is the creator of which beloved children's book character? Babar the Elephant, Curious George, or Winnie the Pooh?
I grew up as a kid obsessed with this character, so much so my mom would constantly buy me honey and honey pot, so I am absolutely confident that it's Winnie the Pooh.
Let's see if you're right. Indeed you are. Richard, let's see if we can extend your lead. Your 200-point question in the category of science and nature. The Schmidt Pain Index measures the pain caused by what? Bites, burns, or stings?
So I believe this pain index involves insects. And so with that being in mind, the majority of those painful injuries, I believe, are sustained from stings. So that's my answer.
Richard, let's see if you're right. Stings it is. Well done. So you extend your lead over Tim. And so, Tim, the pressure is on you, sir.
Yes, it is.
Your 400-point question in science and nature. Which is the innermost layer of Earth's atmosphere? The mesosphere, the thermosphere, or the troposphere?
Okay, so I'm not really strong in science and nature. I'm gonna go with the troposphere.
Let's see if you're right. He's keeping the heat on you, Richard. Your 400-point question, sir, in history. He gained fame in the Cuban Revolution, but what country was Che Guevara born in? Was it Argentina, Colombia, or Guatemala?
Thinking back now, I know he went up to help Castro. I know he's from South America. And I'd have to say my guess would be Colombia.
Richard, let's see if you're right. It was Argentina. Okay, Tim, here's an opportunity for you to jump out in front with the correct answer. Your 600-point question in the category of history. King William I of England had which nickname? The Conqueror, the Lionheart, the Terrible?
My gut, before I saw the choices even, went to Lionheart. So I'm gonna go with my gut here and say the Lionheart.
Tim, let's see if you're right. King William the Conqueror.
Conquer. Yeah.
Richard, in the category of geography, here is your question for 600 points, sir. In which city is the historic Foggy Bottom neighborhood located? Is it in Charleston, Seattle, or Washington, D.C.?
I know it always rains in Seattle, but I'm not sure if it's always foggy there. I think Foggy Bottom was on the East Coast. I don't believe that's a section of D.C., so I'm gonna go with Charleston.
Richard, let's see if you're right. Sorry, brother, Washington, D.C. Tim, there's a big opportunity for you to jump into the lead with the correct answer. Your question in sports and leisure for 800 points and the lead is this. The 2022 ESPN documentary series, The Captain, was about which Yankees Hall of Famer? Is that Derek Jeter, Reggie Jackson, or Yogi Berra?
I'm a diehard Mets fan, so being from New York, you know, the Yankees are kind of our rival in a way, a different league. But I believe the captain is known as Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter is your answer?
Yes.
Tim, let's see if you're right. Right you are. And you, sir, have taken the lead. Richard, here's an opportunity for you to regain the lead with the category sports and leisure for 800 points. What is the real name of Mr. Monopoly, the mustachioed top hat-wearing mascot from the board game? Is it Hugo Cash, Milburn Pennybags, or Theodore Deep Pockets?
So I can picture him in my head right now with this monocle, I believe. His name is Milburn Pennybags.
Let's see if you're right. You are back in the lead, sir. Tim, the pressure is on. Now, if you get this right, you're still in the game. But if you get it wrong, you're sending Richard into the final round to play for the $20,000. For 1,000 points and to stay in this game. Which was the only Aerosmith single to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts? Was it Crazy, Dream On, or I Don't Want to Miss a Thing?
Interesting. I love Aerosmith. I love all three of those songs, but only one of those, I believe, was tied to a movie, and the movie Armageddon. So I'm going to guess I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Tim, let's see if you're right. Correct. It all comes down to this, Richard. This is for the win. Get this question right, and you, sir, will be moving on to play in the final pursuit for $20,000. Category of entertainment. This is why you chose this category.
It is.
For this moment. For 1,000 points and the win. Which of these films did not win the Academy Award for Best Picture? Was it Saving Private Ryan, Spotlight, or The Silence of the Lambs?
All three of these are great movies. I know they all were nominated. But the movie that I think of the three that did not win for Best Picture is Spotlight.
If you are right, you are moving on to the final round. And if you are wrong, then Tim moves on to the final pursuit to play for the money. Richard, let's see if you're right. Ooh, it was Saving Private Ryan, which means that you, Tim, are moving on to play for the $20,000. Richard, you were a great competitor, brother. Thanks for playing our game. Tim, come on over here, man. Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir. When
we come back, we'll see if Tim here can conquer all 6 categories in the final pursuit for $20,000 right here on Trivial Pursuit. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Tim, who outplayed his opponents and has made it here to the final pursuit to play for $20,000. Any thoughts of what you might do with the money if should you win?
Absolutely. I'm an education advocate, so I advocate for kids with special needs. And most of the kids I work with can't afford an advocate, so I'm going to use some of that money towards that because the work I do is pro bono.
Love that about you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right. I really want you to win this money. And all that stands between you and the $20,000 are our Trivial Pursuit categories, all 6 of them. And you will need to play all 6 in this round. You're gonna have 60 seconds. You're gonna earn $1,000 for each correct answer. And if you can answer 6 questions within the time allotted, you will go home with $20,000. That
sounds amazing.
Yes, it does. All right. So to help you with your pursuit, Tim, I want you to go ahead and pick the first category that you're going to be playing.
I'm going to start with entertainment.
Going to start with entertainment?
Yes.
Start strong. Good strategy. I hope it pays off for you.
Thank you.
All right, Tim, you are 6 correct answers away from $20,000. Now, if you get any of the answers incorrect, you can always circle back to that category, provided that there's time. All right?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Tim. It is time for your final pursuit, sir.
Okay.
Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Tim, the time starts when I finish reading the first question.
Yes.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you, sir.
In entertainment, what was the title of the first James Bond film released in theaters?
Casino Royale?
Incorrect. Dr. No. Geography, which is the only U.S. state capital with a 3-word name?
Des Moines.
Incorrect. Salt Lake City. Sports and leisure. What Welsh football club is co-owned by Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds?
The Outsiders.
Incorrect. Wrexham AFC. Science and nature. What social media founder is now the CEO of the payment platform Square?
That would be Elon Musk.
Incorrect. Jack Dorsey. History. Who was the first female African-American U.S. Secretary of State?
Condoleezza Rice.
Correct. Art and literature. Obama's iconic Hope poster was created by what American street artist?
Joe Smith.
Incorrect. Shepard Fairey. Entertainment. What supermodel ex-wife of Billy Joel appeared in his Uptown Girl music video?
Chrissy Brinkley.
Correct. Geography. What lake is located at the base of Niagara Falls?
Lake Huron.
Incorrect. Lake Ontario. Sports and leisure. In the 90s, Mark Wahlberg was an underwear model for what brand?
Calvin Klein.
Correct. Science and nature. What vocal virtual assistant was named after an ancient... Ooh, we're out of time, Tim. You got 3 correct, which means you, sir, are going home with $3,000. That's not bad for a day's work at all. Congratulations. Coming up, 3 new players will compete for their chance to win $20,000 right here on Trivial Pursuit. Welcome back to Trivial Pursuit. Let's meet our next 3 players.
I'm Matt. I write high school science textbooks, and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
I'm Carrie, a retired school librarian from Henderson, Nevada.
I'm Matthew, an investigator from Chicago, Illinois.
The 3 of you will be answering questions from our 6 iconic Trivial Pursuit categories, which, of course, are entertainment, geography, sports and leisure, science and nature, history, and art and literature. To start, you will be answering questions from all 6 categories over 3 rounds. Correct answers are worth 100 points and a wedge, and you can only collect 1 wedge from each category players. Wedges are worth 200 points, and at the end of the round, those points will be added to your scores. The 2 players with the most points at the end will be moving on. Are y'all ready to go?
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, then. Let the pursuit begin. To start things off, we have selected the first category, and it is sports and leisure. For 100 points and a sports and leisure wedge, what brand of snack chip used the slogan, "Once you pop, you can't stop"? Matt.
Pringles.
That's correct. You have 100 points and a wedge. Please select our next category, Matt.
Well, I think I'll go to science.
Overuse of hairspray in the 1980s was partially blamed for damage to what protective section of Earth's atmosphere? Matthew.
The ozone layer?
Correct. Matthew, that's 100 points and a wedge for you, beating out the guy who writes science textbooks. You're in control, sir. What category would you like to go to?
Let's go with pink entertainment.
Which actress played the character Gabrielle Solis on the TV series Desperate Housewives? Matthew.
Eva Longoria.
Correct. That's another wedge, and you are still in control, sir.
History yellow.
Credited with inventing the airplane, what were the first names of the Wright brothers? Carrie.
Orville and Wilbur.
Correct. You are on the board, and where would you like to go?
Art and literature.
Miss Hannigan and Oliver Warbucks are characters from which musical based on a comic strip? Carrie.
Annie.
Correct. And the last category in this round, players, is geography. The Kissing Tower provides a view out of a candy-shaped window over what Pennsylvania theme park? Matt.
That'd be Hershey.
Correct. Well done. Folks, we have a tie game across the board. So
All right.
here's what we're going to do. We're going to reload our 6 categories and see how many more points and wedges you can earn. Matt, you are in control, sir. Please select our first category in this round.
Back to the well. Green science. Let's go.
Covering 1.5 million acres, which national park is home to the largest subtropical wetland in the U.S.? Matthew.
The Everglades?
Correct. Well done, sir. And you are in control. Please select our next category.
Let's go back with entertainment for pink.
Pink entertainment. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is an example of what movie genre with a pasta-inspired name? Carrie.
Spaghetti Western.
Correct. You, ma'am, are in control. Please select our next category.
I had good luck with art and literature, so let's do purple again.
In 1629, women were permanently banned from performing in what stylized form of Japanese theater? Matt.
Kabuko?
Incorrect. Matthew.
Geisha.
Incorrect, sir. Carrie.
Kabuki.
Kabuki. Kabuki.
Nice.
That's the pronunciation that we were looking for. Carrie, you are in control now. Please select our next category.
Let's try yellow history.
On the patriotic date of July 4th, 1826, John Adams died hours after what other former president? Matt.
John Adams?
Incorrect. Carrie.
Madison.
Incorrect. Matthew.
Washington.
Thomas Jefferson was who we were looking for.
We would have gotten there eventually.
2 categories left in this round, players, and they are geography and sports and leisure. Carrie, you are in control.
Let's do sports and leisure, the orange, please.
Adolf Addy Dassler founded Adidas, but what rival shoe company did his brother Rudolph found? Matt.
Nike?
Incorrect. Matthew.
Converse.
Incorrect. Carrie.
Reebok.
Puma. All right, and here is our last category, this time through the board. And it's geography, including stops at Maker's Mark and Wild Turkey. In which U.S. state is the Bourbon Trail located? Matt.
Kentucky.
That's correct. And a quick recap shows us that we have a very close game. Carrie, you're in the lead with 400. The fellas are behind you with 300 apiece, so let's reload the board one final time. Good luck, everybody. Remember, this is your last chance to earn points and bonus wedges, and only 2 of you will move on. Matt, you are in control. Please select.
One more try. Green, science, and nature.
In 2021, OpenAI released what text-to-image model named for a famed Spanish artist? Matt.
Picasso?
Incorrect. Matthew or Carrie? DALL-E. All right, Matt, you are still in control, sir. Select another category.
Let's go back to geography, blue.
In the documentary Free Solo, Alex Honnold scaled what Yosemite Mountain without using ropes? Matt.
Half Dome.
Incorrect. Matthew or Carrie? El Capitan. Matt, you are still in control, sir. Please select our next category.
We'll go orange, sports and leisure.
Beginning play in 2017, the NHL's Golden Knights are based in what city?
No.
Matt.
It'll be Las Vegas, Nevada.
Correct. Matt, you are in control of the board. Please select.
Pink entertainment.
Since 1996, who has been forecasting weather in your neck of the woods on the Today Show? Matthew.
This is someone who I know his name, and his name is Al Roker.
Correct. 2 more categories remaining in this round, players, and they are history and art and literature. Which of those, Matthew, would you like to select?
Let's do some yellow history.
You need this wedge. In 2023, which New York politician became the 6th person in U.S. history to be expelled from the House of Representatives? George Santos. George Santos. And the final category in this round, players, is art and literature. The rom-com Anyone But You is a loose adaptation of which Shakespeare play? Matt.
Let's try Romeo and Juliet.
Incorrect. Carrie.
Taming of the Shrew.
Incorrect. Matthew.
Macbeth.
We were looking for Much Ado About Nothing. Players, that's the end of the round, and we have a 3-way tie. In this game, it's not just about the points. The wedges count as well. Matthew, you ended the round with 400 points. You won 2 wedges in the round, which brings your total up to 800 points. Now, Matt, you also had 400 points at the end of the round, and you also won 2 wedges, bringing your total up to 800 points as well. And Carrie, you also had 400 points. However, you collected 3 wedges, which brings your total up to 1,000 points. But we have a tie for second place, which means we're going to a tiebreaker. All right, we need to break this tie between Matt and Matthew, and here's how it works. I'm going to read you both one question. If you are the first person to ring in and get it correct, you will join Carrie in the next round. If you ring in and are incorrect, then your opponent will be moving on. Here is your tie-break question. In the category of entertainment, what is the coffee shop frequented by characters on the TV series Friends? Matthew.
That is Central Perk.
Correct, which means you, sir, are going through with Carrie. Matt, it was great having you play the game with us tonight. Thanks for being here. Coming up next, the pursuit continues as Matthew and Carrie go head-to-head for the chance to move on and play for $20,000 right here on Trivial Pursuit. Welcome back to Trivial Pursuit, everyone. Carrie and Matthew have made it here to the next round, so let's get to know them a little bit better. Now, Matthew, you're not just a PI. You're a wedding singer.
That's right. Yeah, since I was 16 years old, I started singing in live bands in Chicago, and still to this day, I sing a little bit.
And Carrie, my dear, you're a librarian. Teachers and librarians tend to be my favorite people. But you're not just a librarian, you're also a beauty queen?
Yes, sir. I've been doing pageants, Mrs. Pageants, for a few years, and this year I actually won my very first national title. I'm currently the Ms. Elite US. It's a pageant for women over 40, married or unmarried.
Let's see if you can't become queen of Trivial Pursuit, all right? The best of luck to both of you going forward. In this round, you're going to work your way through the categories once again, but this time, you're going to be answering multiple choice questions. Each correct answer is going to be worth an escalating value from 200 to 1,000 points. Now, you've both selected the order of the categories that you'll be playing, and you've also selected one category not to play. Now, Carrie, I see you've elected not to play the blue geography category and chosen purple art and literature for your 1,000-point question.
It'll be mortifying if I don't get that one.
It would be mortifying indeed. Matthew, I see that you've chosen to skip purple art and literature and selected pink entertainment for your 1,000-point question. Unsurprising for a wedding singer, but any other strategy involved in that?
My strategy for this game is to get as many questions right as I can.
Okay. Now, whichever one of you has the most points at the end of this round will move on to the final pursuit and play for $20,000. Matthew, you are trailing Carrie by 200 points, so you'll be going first. All right, y'all, let the pursuit begin. Matthew, in the category of geography, here is your multiple choice question for 200 points. Almost entirely covered by the Sahara Desert, which is the largest country in Africa by area? Is it Algeria, Libya, or Mali?
I think I fell asleep this day in class. Mali does not ring a bell. Algeria either, but Libya does. And my answer is Libya.
Matthew, let's see if you're right. Algeria. More than 80% of Algeria is covered by the Sahara Desert. Carrie, here's an opportunity for you to increase that lead. Your 200-point question in the category of history. Which of these members of a famously wealthy family perished on the Titanic? Would it be Edith Rockefeller McCormack, John Jacob Astor IV, or William Henry Vanderbilt?
I know all three of those names. I believe it was the Astor, so I'm gonna go with John Jacob Astor IV.
Carrie, let's see if you're correct.
Yes.
Coming to you, Matthew. For 400 points, the category is history. In 2023, New York Mayor Eric Adams introduced which new animal control position to the city government? Was it pigeon chief, rat czar, or squirrel controller?
I can't see someone officially being named a rat czar. And I'm gonna go with pigeon chief.
Matthew, let's see if you're right. Rat czar.
What's rat czar?
Rat czar. All right, Carrie. In science and nature, your 400-point question is, mutton is the name for meat taken from which animal? Goat, deer, or sheep?
We were just talking about this earlier because I had the best mutton at a very special restaurant, so sheep.
Let's see if you're right, Carrie. That meal really paid off.
It did. It was delicious, too.
You have doubled up the score on Matthew. Matthew, you are now trailing Carrie by 800 points. And here is an opportunity to close that gap a bit. Matthew, your 600-point question in sports and leisure. Which of these annual esports tournaments is held by Riot Games? League of Legends, Overwatch, or World of Warcraft?
Oh my gosh. So Riot Games sounds a little bit newer, and I know League of Legends and World of Warcraft is an older game. Overwatch is a little newer. I'm gonna go with Overwatch.
Matthew, let's see if you're right. League of Legends. Okay, Carrie, here is an opportunity for you to pull away from Matthew even further. Category is sports and leisure, points 600. Gibbet's charms are used by consumers to customize which brand of shoes? Birkenstock, Crocs, or Teva?
I have never worn any of these shoes, but I have nieces who are in the medical field. They love these shoes, and I know they make just adorable little charms, and they love their Crocs, so I'm going with Crocs.
Let's see if you're right, Carrie. All right, Matthew, this is important because if you don't answer this question correctly, you will be eliminated because you won't be able to catch Carrie. So, for 800 points and to stay in the game, your question in science and nature is this. Located in the ear, which is the smallest bone in the human body? Is it the incus, the malleus, or the stapes?
I know all about small bones and the body. I'm gonna go with the incus.
If you are correct, Matthew, you are still in the game. If you are incorrect, that sends Carrie automatically into the final pursuit round. Let's see if you're right, Matthew. I'm sorry, it was the stapes, which means that, Carrie, you are moving on to play for the $20,000. It was great meeting you, Matthew. Thank you for playing our game tonight. Carrie, come on down here. Well played, young lady.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll see if Carrie here can conquer all 6 categories in the final pursuit for $20,000 right here on Trivial Pursuit. Welcome back, y'all. I'm here with Carrie, who outplayed her opponents and has made it here to the final pursuit to play for $20,000. Any thoughts of what you might do with the money?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a third-generation Chicago Cubs fan, and somehow all four of our children and our daughter-in-law take after my husband in rooting for the Minnesota Twins. So with the money, I want to take them all back to Chicago, to Wrigley Field, which is my happiest place on earth, and show them what real baseball's all about.
All right, my pageant queen. All that stands between you and the $20,000 are our 6 Trivial Pursuit categories. And this time you will need to play all 6. You will have 60 seconds. You will earn $1,000 for each correct answer. And if you can answer all 6 questions within the allotted 60 seconds, you will be going home with $20,000. Carrie, I want to see you win this money. So to help with your pursuit, I want you to pick the first category that you're going to play. What's it going to be?
Even though my husband said, do not do this category, I'm going to start with geography.
Okay, very good. So you are 6 correct answers away from winning the $20,000.
Let's do this.
Let's put 60 seconds on the clock, please. Your time will begin when I finish reading the first question. Good luck, Carrie.
Thank you.
In the category of geography, according to its license plates, which U.S. state is for lovers?
Vermont.
Incorrect. Virginia. Entertainment, what is the longest-running live-action sitcom in U.S. TV history?
MASH.
Incorrect. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Sports and leisure, what brand of car is known for its Zoom Zoom slogan?
Porsche.
Incorrect. Mazda. Science and nature, on which planet in our solar system would a human weigh the most?
Mars.
Incorrect. Jupiter. History, which U.S. president was embroiled in the Teapot Dome scandal of the 1920s?
Hoover.
Incorrect. Warren G. Harding. Art and literature. In typography, what term refers to the amount of space between letters?
Margin.
Incorrect. Kerning. Geography, what 3 colors make up the stripes of Mexico's flag?
Green, white, red.
Correct. Entertainment, the xenomorph character was created for what classic sci-fi film?
Star Trek.
Incorrect. Alien. Ooh, that's out of time, but you did win $1,000, Carrie, and that's a beautiful thing. Congratulations, those were hard. It's not easy to do it. It's not easy. Well, we will see you next time on Trivial Pursuit, where knowing stuff is celebrated, but you don't have to take my word for it. I'll see you next time.